Now, after the 17-point letter from the Ulema Board offering support to MVA, BJP leader Kirit Somaiya has slammed MVA for encouraging Vote Jihad ahead of Maharashtra Polls. Somaiya cited a Tata Institute of Social Sciences report on illegal immigration in Mumbai. Now, he has in fact said that the rising numbers of Rohingya and Bangladeshi migrants could bring down the Hindu population in the city to 54%. Let's listen in to what Kirit Somaiya had to say.
मोदी जी कहते हैं एक है तो सेफ है। योगी जी कहते हैं बटेंगे तो कटेंगे। मेरे पास ये रिपोर्ट है जो टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट सोशल साइंस ने रिपोर्ट दिया है। उसमें लिखा है जिस प्रकार से मुंबई पर बांग्लादेशी रोहिंग्या अतिक्रमण बढ़ रहा है, 2051 तक मुंबई में हिंदू आबादी सिर्फ 54% रह जाएगी। गत कुछ वर्षों में मुंबई के गोवंडी हो, मानखुर्द हो, मुंबा देवी का मोहम्मद अली रोड भिंडी बाजार एरिया हो, मीरा रोड नया नगर, मुंब्रा, भिवंडी, मालेगांव 70, 80, 90% मुस्लिम आबादी हो गई है। और इसीलिए हमारा कहना है कि एक है तो सेफ है।
Well, the test report highlights concerns over alleged voter registration manipulation involving undocumented immigrants, raising questions about electoral fairness and India's democratic integrity. The report also warns that some political forces may use illegal immigrants as a vote bank, potentially impacting democratic processes in the state. Now, one of the issues that the Ulema Board has raised has been 10% reservation for Muslims. However, there is a 9-bench ruling against such a reservation. Let's listen in to what Ravi Shankar Prasad had to say on this matter.
पटोले से क्या बात करूं? पहली बात राहुल गांधी से करनी है। वो देश को रोज ज्ञान देते हैं ना, संविधान की किताब लेके घूमते हैं। राहुल गांधी, आपने कुछ जाना है कि रिलीजन बेस्ड रिजर्वेशन इज नॉट परमिसिबल अंडर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। राहुल गांधी रोज संविधान लेकर आप देश में घूमते हैं, दिखाते हैं कि संविधान खतरे में है। उस संविधान के अंतर्गत साफ लिखा हुआ है कि रिलीजन बेस्ड रिजर्वेशन नहीं हो सकता।
AIMIM's Owaisi also slammed reference vote to jihad by the BJP.
और हमारी भी कोशिश यही है, हमारी पार्टी का स्टैंड यही है कि दलित, मराठा और अल्पसंख्यक समाज को एक होना जरूरी है आज के महाराष्ट्र के पॉलिटिकल हालात को देखते हुए।
आप जेपीसी के साथ जाएंगे क्या? जेपीसी पूरे स्टेट में निकल रही है।
जेपीसी का हमारे जितने नॉन बीजेपी के जो मेंबर्स हैं, हम तमाम ने मिलकर ये फैसला लिया कि ये जो कमेटी जा रही है गुवाहाटी को, फिर उसके बाद उड़ीसा को, फिर पटना को, लखनऊ को, यहाँ पर हम लोग इसका बाइकआउट करेंगे और उसके रीजन भी हम लोग दे चुके हैं।
We are now joined in by Jayant Mayakar, political analyst and senior journalist from Mumbai. Jayant, how do you in fact see this controversy that is erupting right now over the two things about it, of course, is that the Ulema Board supporting the MVA, and they have a huge list of it, including that 10% reservation, which is something that the courts have not permitted on a religious basis of reservation. And also the other aspect of it, that is speaking about the population rise when it comes to illegal immigrants to the city of Mumbai and how that could in fact affect Mumbai's demography. That's raised by the BJP. So the question over here is that both of them are talking in terms of religious polarization, isn't it?
Yes. And particularly, I want to question Kirit Somaiya, the vociferous or what he speaks. Does he understand or does he know what he has spoken? I mean, that is the question. If at all he sees, particularly on the eve of election, that there is a spurt in the Muslim population specifically, when he names the areas, Bhindi Bazaar, Muhammad Ali Road and Mumbai and everything, for the last 2.5 years, BJP government is there with his own party's home minister at the helm of affairs. Then what he is doing to catch and throw them back to their countries, these Rohingyas and Bangladeshis, what he is saying. Prior to that, okay, 2.5 years there was Uddhav Thackeray, but again for last 5 years, so 7.5 years, Devendra Fadnavis is holding home ministry. So if at all mistakes have happened, it is because of Kirit Somaiya's own party. What he has done so far. On the eve of election, he comes out with some figure quoting TISS. This is the RSS theory that I came across such many theories that by 2074, they give the even timing also. India will have so many number of Muslims and Hindus will be in the minority. Just go through the census figures and everything will be clear. Just go through how many Muslims having 2 wives or more wives and how many Hindus are having same. So this all is the RSS cooked theory, just which is brought out from the sort of Pandora's box on the eve of election to gain votes, particularly against the backdrop when Mahayuti is realizing that winds are not favorable for them. This is for Kirit Somaiya. As far as this minority leader is concerned, what he has said that yes, we are ready. If you are doing anything, we are ready for that. That's welcome. I mean, anything is. If you want to improve, it should be done. Yes, it's a fact that religion-based reservation in the constitution is not allowed. Everybody knows about it. But simultaneously, there are talks that we should have a caste census. During that caste census, which community is particularly backward, that will also come out. Can we talk on that issue? Unnecessary, just on the eve of election, to flare up the emotions, and by taking the names of Muhammad Ali Road, Mumbra, Muslim, Hindus, as if the Muslims staying in India are something already, are the foreigners, are the foreign nationals. If at all, again going back to Kirit Somaiya, if at all Rohingyas and Bangladeshis have entered India, then for the last 7.5 years, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis is the Home Minister. He should be held responsible. Will Kirit Somaiya answer this question?
Well, we also have Rennie Abraham, who's in fact joining us as well, who's a senior journalist. Rennie, how do you see this question about, suddenly a question about demographic change that could happen in Mumbai, question of Ulema's support to MVA? I mean, there are so many things during an election when we could in fact speak of, but why is it again and again we are just looking at religious polarization when it comes to the issue of elections first? Then you talk about the caste polarization that they go to second, and probably anything or a debate on development is probably at the end of any manifesto or any talk when it comes to political parties. It seems to be that the emotive issues are the ones again coming together when it comes to Maharashtra polls.
Good evening, Mr. Varghese. You're right. The election campaigning periods are always you realize that this is the effort to emotively make a last-ditch effort to reach out to those undecided voters so that, one of the dispensations that is contesting is able to secure a win. However, if I may point out here, unlike what my good friend Jayant Mainkar was pointing out, this particular aspect of caste appeals to voters is not a new and suddenly emerged phenomenon. If I may cite 25 years ago, there was a case made out by the then Maharashtra Home Secretary, Mr. A.K.D. Zad, who prepared a proposal and submitted it to the Congress.
Right, Rennie, we are also joined in by Shaina NC, who is in fact joining us as well. Shaina, this question about the caste grouping and the religious grouping that we've been discussing, and right away, of course, bringing about the demographic change, talk about illegal migrants in the city. Well, it's become the central issue when it comes to the Maharashtra polls as of now. ulema support is something, again, that has been highlighted, but on reservation factors. Shaina, how do you see these debates within the Maharashtra poll scenario?
Hello?
Yes, you can hear me?
Hello? Now I can.
Yeah.
Yes, tell me.
So I was asking about the polarization factor within Maharashtra polls. The question being asked is that the ulema's support to MVA, which comes which shows that kind of religious polarization towards a particular formation of politics, and at the same time the question of demography that is being raised immediately, that is also another sort of polarization. So religious polarization seems to be again the factor in Maharashtra polls.
Yes, you're right. The Ulema has sent a proposal with 17 demands opposing the amendment to the Vote Board, asking for financial aid, legislation for removal of encroachments, asking for 10% reservation for Muslims, asking for, the Ulema Board has also said that, Muslims should be given preference in the police in the state, ban on RSS. Now, what they have to do with RSS, God only knows. Then talking about legal action against controversial figures, such as they have even included people like Nitesh Rane in this list. I want to say, is this not appeasement politics? What is this that the Mahavinash Aghadi is doing? With all these conditions put forward, the Muslims have the right to raise their concerns on issues which are positive, but not to bargain and use this as a tactic to consolidate Muslim votes. I think we all must speak up, and obviously the opposition has much more to answer than anybody else.
But why would you think that this kind of consolidation is in fact sought? Because already in Maharashtra we have polarizing issues. We have the Maratha reservation, the question about the OBCs feeling threatened about that particular reservation being brought into the focus. There are a lot of things that are there, but all of a sudden this consolidation of only one group of people for support and the fear of the other person, especially the other group of people in Mumbai over rising demography. So it doesn't, in a political situation, right at the eve of elections, it's something that in fact consolidates to the fact that there is going to be polarization in these elections based on religious activities, because it looks like religious polarization is trying to take center stage against the caste polarization that is already there, especially between the Marathas and the OBCs over the question of reservation.
I would only want to say that those parties that are resorting to vote bank politics and appeasement politics need to be there, because it is the people of India that believe in unity and diversity, but not this kind of appeasement. Like, look at this one point that they have raised. I mean, the Ulema has talked about offering unconditional support and saying that they have expressed readiness to support the MVA, provided these 17 points are looked at. What are these 17 points already when there's so many reservations? To say 10% further reservation for Muslims, to say that, they must remove, they want a law passed that the Maharashtra Assembly will remove encroachments from rough properties. I mean, who is above the board? Who is above the law? The opposition is also talking of the amendment bill, saying that, the Waqf bill will be should be cancelled. Financial aid should be to the tune of 1,000 crores. All of this is absolutely uncalled for, and this kind of trajectory, I think, in the days to come, only shows you that appeasement politics, which the Congress has pandered to for 60, 70 years, is their only way to win elections, and nothing which is progressive in nature.
Well, Shaina, how do you in fact see the demographic question raised by Kirit Somaiya, saying that he's in fact pulled out that TIS report on how Mumbai's numbers could, or the demographic changes could happen in Mumbai, especially with regard to the Hindu population dropping to 54% and the Muslim population rising to 30%. He's in fact brought that out also as a poll pitch as well. How do you in fact see the demographic changes in these regions?
Well, obviously the demographic changes are known to one and all. We see kind of in so many constituencies. You take my own constituency of Mumbai, you see a lot of bogus voters, you see a lot of Bangladeshis, you see lots of kind of, traction towards destabilizing, which happens through this kind of demographic pattern. But that needs to be viewed in totality, because we are not against anyone. Yeah, but anyone who wants to destabilize India and India's core ethos, I think that needs to be questioned by any thinking citizen. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Shaina NC, for in fact joining us with that kind of a perspective on it. Rennie Abram, you were in fact we were speaking about the polarization factor that we were in fact looking into it, and you were in fact saying that yes, the debates are on this, but then the same question that I was asking, Maharashtra is already polarized on the caste front, especially between Marathas and from the OBC category. We have seen that polarization happening. Is it a bigger kind of a polarization? They are trying to in fact unite the castes within Maharashtra by bringing in religious polarization, one polarization against the other, which plays the better consolidation.
See, it is true. This polarization is a stark reality today. I mean, you had just featured comments from Shaina NC. In her own Gamdevi constituency, from where she is a BJP candidate, the fact of the matter is over 50% of the voter base there is belonging to a minority community. So you can understand what a candidate like her has to contend with. So the Tata Institute of Social Sciences report has come out recently. It has cited these aspects. And as I was telling you earlier, if it is only on the issue of illegal migrants, be it Rohingyas or for years now Bangladeshis, there was an effort genuinely made back 25 years ago by the then Home Secretary of Maharashtra, A.K.D. Zadav, who gave a proposal to the government led by the Congress that instead of piecemeal and individually deporting single Bangladeshis after a long court procedure, which was not serving the purpose, since by the time one guy was deported who had illegally entered from Bangladesh, there were 1,000 more who had entered into cities like Mumbai, and particularly like areas like P. De Mello Road in South Mumbai. I mean, I don't want to cite Mohammed Ali Road and all, as Mr. Mayankar was pointing out. Now, his proposal was to rather target 10 slumlords who were illegal Bangladeshi migrants themselves, who were facilitating this kind of illegal migration into India and Mumbai specifically, and deporting them to put an end to this menace of illegals occupying Mumbai's cities. And the then Congress government had chosen to ignore that because they could not afford to offend their vote bank, of which comprises of the minority Muslim community as well as Dalits, who form another big segment of the then and even today. So this is the true reality of the political dynamics of India, be it in Uttar Pradesh years ago, when the MY factor that came to be known in Uttar Pradesh and in Bihar both, wherein the Muslim and the Yadav communities were the mainstay of the political dispensations, whether led by Mulayam Singh Yadav in Uttar Pradesh or Lalu Prasad Yadav in Bihar. So it is something we cannot pretend not to see. And today it's only become more stark because of the changing dynamics. If you noticed, in Mumbai itself, the BMC elections, which have been long overdue, are pending sanction from the Supreme Court of India. That is because the earlier MVA government had indulged in a delimitation exercise, increasing the number of seats from 227 in the Mumbai Municipal Corporation and raising it to 236. And the BJP immediately objected, went to the Supreme Court and said, look, they have done this delimitation with a focus on ensuring that there will be over 50 seats, municipal councillor seats, that will be decided by the minority vote. So these are realities that is evident to those who follow.
Right.